evening, everyone. I'm dreadfully sorry for the background noise, but we get to continue today. Let me get to the load screen. Should already be there. So unprofessional. Yes, let's load up that save. Switch over the screens. The weather's so nice, she says, as it's terribly hot here. That's kind of why there's background noises, because you can't be here and exist in this space without a fan on right now. She set down the now empty watering can and stretched her limbs. The freshly watered plants glittered in the sunshine. I don't think I have anything else to do today. It was only natural that a freeloader like herself was rarely given any responsibilities. Maybe I should go out for a bit. Well, it's not Sunday, so you better be careful. Oh, if it isn't Ms. Bunny. Just as she was walking out the gate, someone called out to her. When she turned toward the voice, she saw Mr. Kiri. Kiri took off his hat and placed it over his chest, giving her a little nod. You seem free at the moment. Would you care to join me on a stroll? With you? Yes, indeed. You mean all alone with you? Is that a problem? A problem? It's Mr. Kiri we're talking about. He must have some kind of ulterior motive. I guess it's pretty rude to think about him that way, though. Oh, have we not gone and seen the brothel yet? No, it's not a problem. Not at all. If you don't mind my company, please allow me to join you. I forgot to get my glass of water. This is penance for that. If you don't mind my company, please allow me to join you. What a strange thing to say. I invited you precisely because I don't mind your company, after all. They chatted as they walked around the Oz domain. During a pause in their conversation, Kiri looked Bunny straight in the eyes. Ms. Bunny, what do you think of me? I've been worried that you might have the wrong impression of me, is all. Wrong impression? I think we have the exact correct impression of you. But, I mean, we have been playing this game for over, what, 70 hours? I can check. Yeah, 71.7 hours. I think I have the right impression of you. Okay. Am I wrong to think you believe me to be a cruel and callous man without a heart? I can't exactly tell him that I sorta do. Of course not. Maybe a little, well, but only a little. Just that little bit. Oh. She panicked when she saw Kiri's expression turn sullen. But I think you're a kind person at heart, even if you say some scary things sometimes. But that's what I believe. I'm sure deep down, deep down, you're a good person. Really? Yes. I see. I guess you really do have the wrong impression of me after all, Ms. Bunny. What? I am a cruel man, devoid of kindness. I'd betray anyone for my own benefit. I am quite confident that I could dispose of you without a shred of doubt. Mr. Kiri. Oh no, I don't say this to threaten you, my dear. But as someone living in the same household, I thought it was something you ought to know. Now, let's leave this rather dark topic here and enjoy our walk. Shall we? Here we are. Okay. Is that... What's wrong? Suddenly, a strangely close group of people appeared from around a corner. The clothes they were wearing were even darker than Robin Hood's black robes. Their movements were accompanied by the tinkling sound of many bells. They were bearing a long crimson box, taking long and careful strides as they walked down the street. Ah, a funeral procession. Funeral procession. You probably don't know what that means because of your amnesia, I take it. You understand what death is, right? Death from natural causes, death from old age, death from illness, falling over dead, death by car, death by asphyxiation, death by fire, death by cold, from starvation. Life, you see, has many conclusions. Do you know what it actually means to die? Dying is when you stop living, right? What is it? You die if you are killed? In your phrasing, I'd say it's more accurately when you've stopped living. At any rate, I'm convinced you do understand the concept of death. That will make explaining things much easier. That was a funeral procession. Judging from the participants, they were probably carrying the body of someone from the slums. Participants. She looked at the procession again. If what Kiri had said was correct, the box, no, coffin, they were carrying had a corpse inside. Even though it was the middle of the day, under the warm sunlight, she still felt a chill run down her spine. Suddenly, a familiar silhouette caught her eye among the group. Mr. Manboy? No, even from this distance, she could tell it wasn't him. His clothes were the same as Manboy's, but he wasn't the right height, and his hair was different. Kiri looked at her, wondering if something was wrong. With her eyes still on the crowd, she explained. Pardon me. I ought to grab that water. Huh. That person's outfit. It looks just like Mr. Manboy's. Naturally. He's employed by that estate as well. That estate? I took you down the street before, didn't I? I told you about the salon my associates and I frequent as well. At the end of that road is another mansion. Not the salon, but an office responsible for several public services. One of those services is a funeral parlor. Disposing of the dead like this is part of their job. Disposing of the dead? Yes. It's the same whether you're one of the townspeople or an inhabitant of the slums. If you die, they'll be taken care of you soon enough. They disposed of the corpses from back when you and Axel were captured as well. Very cleanly, might I add. Oh. I don't... They must be very kind people, I guess. They must be very kind people. What exactly do you mean by that? Well, I can't imagine taking care of strangers' dead bodies is particularly pleasant. They must be very kind people to do something like that. It's not like they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. It's simply another business. Even if they are just strangers or society's dregs, their bodies will pile up all the same if abandoned. It's unsanitary, and they could spread infectious diseases. That's why the mafiosa decided to entrust them with the job. But why Mr. Manboy and the others? That's not something you need to know just now. Though, it is rare for them to be performing a service at this hour. Is it? Indeed. If it's a service for someone from the slums, they would normally handle it early in the morning. Perhaps their schedule was particularly busy today. Too many. Do that many people really die? Yes, they do. That's rather normal. A single shot to the chest ahead, and even you would be in their care rather quickly. Oh, please don't be so afraid. I have no intention of laying a hand on you at the moment, and on the off chance that I should decide to shoot you, you just end up at Dr. Robin Hood's. After all, he's a doctor. I'm sure he'd be able to save your life. Oh, well, that's a relief. I'm sure I could rest easy with Dr. Crow taking care of me. Huh? There's no illness the doctor can't cure, right? Indeed, that's true. He can't heal death, though, can he? Like bringing people back to life and stuff. Don't be silly, he's a doctor, not a magician. However capable he may be, he can cure neither old age nor terminal illness. I'm sorry. Well, I guess saying there's no illness he can't cure invites misinterpretation. You seem to take everything so literally. I guess that's one of your faults. What does a doctor who can treat any illness do when he encounters an incurable disease? He creates a whole route where we just suffer through it with him. Huh? What if there's a way to cure it, but he doesn't know how to perform the technique? What is such a doctor to do then? Kill the patient? A riddle? Oh no, just thinking out loud. What would you do? Sure, I'd find a way. I'd find a way to save the patient. Even if you couldn't find one. Even then, I'd keep looking until I did. What if you searched for all eternity and couldn't find it? Mr. Curie. My apologies. I enjoy being cruel. If I don't give up, there's still a chance. It'd be a waste to give up hope. Yes, that's true. If you don't give up hope, it will glimmer forever. Thank you very much. I feel a bit braver now. You do? Why? Now that is a secret. Let's go. Let me move this a little bit further away from my... There we are. I apologize if that hurt anybody's eardrums. Ah, wait, Mr. Curie. So that should be the end of the week. What time is it now? I've got plenty of time. Let's go through this interaction here, and I think we'll be... Oh, it's only been 13 minutes. I don't have a whole lot of time these days. Mr. Carmia, do you know about Oscar Wilde Street? Of course. I know everything there is to know about this town. That's not the place you should be playing around at, though. Why do you ask? Sometimes Mr. Curie takes me there with him, but Curie does. For what? For strolls. Really? That's it? Yeah. What is Curie thinking, taking you to a place like that? Mr. Carmia? Oh, sorry. Don't worry about it. So what about Oscar Wilde? There's this big mansion and Mr. Manboy works there. Oh, Mr. Manboy is... I know. He's that tall, earnest fellow, right? Yes. So here's my question. Mr. Carmia, have you ever been to that mansion? See, Curie took me there once. Really? What's it like inside? I don't really remember exactly. The smell of perfume was so intense it made me dizzy the moment I went inside. I've never been near it since. Ah. Signorina, Are you curious about that area? A little. Maybe a little. Neither you nor Mr. Curie will tell me exactly what it is, so I'm curious. See, I know how that is. It's kinda annoying to get only half the story. Alright, I'll tell you as much as I can. Really? See, though I really can't disclose everything. No. They do a lot of things there. It'd take until well into the night to tell you everything. By the way, what exactly did Kiri tell you? That it's a place where adults conduct business and that they run a funeral parlor too. Oscar Wilde is ex-mafia. But having no interest in the conflict between the familia, they left. When that happened, they made 2 promises with the rest of us mafiosi. In exchange for autonomy, they would not intervene in any conflicts. In addition, they'd run the town's funeral parlor. There were other minor details, but those were the main 2 points. Ever since then, that area has become a spot that people can freely enter, like the plaza around the tower. In effect, it became a meeting place. Now people exchange information there, regardless of their familia affiliation. So that's why Kiri ends up there so often. Or at least, that's what it seems like. I don't actually know what he's doing there. Oh. Did that satisfy your curiosity? You did? I missed my water cup. Did that satisfy your curiosity? Yeah, I'm satisfied. Well, that's good. It may be a place where people can come and go freely, but I can't really say I think it's good for public order. You should never go there alone, understand? Yes, sir. Never again. Why did I go to the brothel back then anyway? Oh, now I remember. Dorian was sponsoring a tea party. It was a tasting party, I think. I remember smelling unusual teas there, but the smell of his cologne was even more overwhelming. Kiri was fine, but Pache and I couldn't handle it. Having a sharp sense of smell can be unpleasant sometimes. Neat. Although I can totally see Dorian being the type of person who just slathers on cologne. Maybe sometimes he smells like Axe body spray. That was delicious. Thanks for clearing your plate again today, Bunny. Your cooking is so delicious that I just gobble it all up. Well, if you're not careful about what you're gobbling up, you might end up gaining weight. Oh. I'll be more careful. I'll be careful. Yes, please do. I'm not just about to... I'm gonna take a minute, and we're gonna be all okay. I'm not about to say that you're only attractive because you're thin, but I am quite fond of your present appearance. If Carmia's disgusting slop were to change your figure, that would be a tragedy among tragedies. Hey, don't you badmouth me like that so casually. Oh, don't get so mad. Your cooking was miraculously delicious this morning. Are you serious? It's extremely unusual for you to praise my cooking. Indeed it is. Perhaps fire and brimstone will rain from the sky tomorrow. You must be enjoying my praise, but today's occurrence was a fluke. Please remain attentive and don't let it get to your head. Don't you get tired of looking down on people from way up there in the clouds? That attitude of yours is baffling. Huh? Didn't... Good morning. Oh, good morning, Axel. I must have imagined it. Why are you looking around, Bunny? Oh no, I just thought I heard something at the front door. Ah, I know what this is. Heard something? Yeah, it's kind of bugging me, so I'll go take a look. Let's go look at the bomb. Wait, I'll come with you. I knew it. Someone's here after all. Yes, I'm coming. Bunny, don't just open the door like that. Huh? Oh, no, no. Hello, Bunny, baby. Hansel, Greta. Call me that again and they'll need a broom to collect your remains. Hansel and Gretel? That's us! Axel, you look like you always look like you're carrying the weight of the world's sorrows on your shoulders. Shut up, this is just the face I was born with. What do you two want? Huh. Trick-or-treating, I guess. What? We have plenty of candy, so we came to play a trick on you. What? Axel! Carmia and Kiri came out to see what was going on. Immediately understanding the situation, Carmia grabbed Bunny by the arm and dragged her behind him. This is dangerous, so please stay back, Signorina. Okay. I'm worried about Axel, but... She looked toward the front door from behind Carmia. Axel had collapsed near Hansel. It didn't seem like they'd be able to get to him right away. Now, hurry! Oh, okay. I'm surrounded by idiots who don't consider the consequences of their actions. What a pain. Gretel clicked her tongue at how composed Kiri was. Today's the day you die, you sly bastard. I appreciate how single-minded your attacks are. Grabbing a shotgun from its mountings on the wall, Kiri pulled a handful of shells from the adjacent face and skillfully loaded the weapon with practiced hands. After handing it to Carmia, he repeated the process to arm himself in turn. You should think about Scarlet. Always cleaning up after you two. Oh, shut up. That has nothing to do with you. I can just see his pained face already. Oh, it'll be fine. We just have to make sure we don't bring it home and we don't... fuck you. Oh, it'll be fine. We just have to make sure we don't bring home a loss. You think you can win in the away game? You sure are optimistic. Well, I guess that's better than being pessimistic. Was that insult directed at me? How dare you? I'm gonna kill you all. Gretel pulled out a hand grenade with one hand, threading a finger from her opposite hand through the loop of the pin. I wish you'd give that I'll kill you all thing a rest. Before she could throw it, Carmia had closed the distance between them, his hands clamped around hers. When did you... Don't you underestimate us beasts, Gretel. With a quick chop of his hand into her wrist, the grenade fell harmlessly to the floor. He kicked it behind and away from him with his heel, straight into Kiri's outstretched hand, a few meters away. My grenade! We're confiscating it because it's dangerous. Kiri checked to make sure the pin was still in place before dropping it into his pocket. The dangerous tense scene. The dangerous object, now confiscated, he took aim at Hansel and fired without hesitation. That was louder than I expected. I'm gonna get tinnitus this way. Whoa, isn't firing out of the blue like that kind of unsportsmanlike? The accusation of unsporting conduct cuts me so deeply, coming from someone who just showed up without warning to assault us. You're not going to die anyway, so just take a couple shots. For me. Haha, no thanks. Gretel, bring out the emergency backup. In response to her call, the bird on her shoulder spread its wings and flew into Carmia's face. What? Don't underestimate me either, bedhead. With Carmia distracted, Gretel twisted herself out of his grip. Her hand flew back into the same bag she'd drawn her grenade from. Well, bye-bye. The entire area was engulfed in a bright burst of light, as a tremendous bang echoed through the halls. Without a chance to prepare himself, Carmia could only stumble back, dazed and deafened. A stun grenade. Well, it appears that the enemy has retreated. Why don't you sit down? How are you still okay? He turned towards the sound of Kiri's voice, still rubbing his eyelids. I predicted this would happen. Kiri caught Carmia by his shoulder as he stumbled by, stepping onto his superior's foot and pulling him towards the floor. Whoa! Still dazed, Carmia just fell to the floor. Look, just sit down and wait until your eyes adjust. You're just going to cause more trouble if you stumble around blind. Ow. If you're going to do it, at least be nice about it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to go easy on people. He chuckled and then walked over to Axel at an easy pace. Axel, you're not actually that badly hurt, are you? He looked down at him on the floor, not even deigning to crouch over him for a closer inspection of his wound. Yeah. Axel lay face up, his left hand on his stomach. His glove was stained with fresh blood. I'm fine. You're not fine. We need to take you to the clinic. Even though you still can't see. Then... I refuse. Why do I have to take care of Axel? Kiri. Yes? I wasn't asking for your opinion. Axel! Oh my, how convenient. I guess it is. Axel, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Gestures to self. But you're bleeding so much, like all over. Like so much, dude. It's just a little blood. Just have to stop the bleeding and I'll be fine. Just... You really don't look okay, okay? I'm gonna call Dr. Crow. Huh? You really don't... She must be really worried about you to run off like that. Don't you smirk at me like that, it's disgusting. She could just leave me be. But we're a good little bean. Do we have time? Do we have time? I don't think we do. Shoot. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and save. And then take us to the title. There we are. Yeah. I enjoyed getting back into this. I'm sorry that I've been very intermittently disappearing. I'm doing college work over the summer, which is a terrible, terrible idea, but I've decided to do it anyways. And I'm doing an 8-week pre-calculus class, so I'm in hell. But I'm really glad that I got to record this. I had time to do at least a small itty bitty video. Yeah. Y'all have a nice evening. I know I'm going to. And see you next time. Bye-bye.